Everybody, it's Invicta. It's time for another Eden Run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance Plus series. Happy Monday, Mosh Pit. Hope your weekends were awesome. Going off into a great start of the brand new week here. We're waiting for another video to cross 3,000 likes, but I'm hoping that that's going to pick up with this week, going on into the next week, and then doing the Hush Delirium week. It's going to be amazing, and it's going to be terrifying as well. So I think we've also made a concession on what we're going to do if we don't have immediate access to the Hush room, and I'll talk about that in a moment. This is stemming from the vote that I did a couple of days ago, actually more like a week ago. So this one coming in from the Invicta subreddit, from somebody who just has a barcode as the name. Title of the thread was episode 134, what does it mean to be alive? And then in this one they said, they can't hurt you when they're dead. Yep, Blue Spike's just looking onward, ready to pounce. So thank you very much to whatever your name is. It's seriously, well, it's not barcode, it's more like Morse code in there, but it's on the Invicta subreddit, /r/Invicta. Oh my gosh, we're starting with flying. Tango Hotel Romeo Juliet 6 Yak. We got a good tier to start off with. Our damage is awful, and so is our shot speed. Oh my gosh. We're also starting off with Lemonade, which is just going to be Lemon Party but better. And yeah, you know, Eyesore. I'm not a big fan of Eyesore. It comes down to the whole thing about, you know, not being able to control your outgoing damage and yada yada yada. I don't want it to ruin like the possibility of us ever taking Death's List or something like that. So if we can get rid of it for Eraser, I'll be very happy. And with flying, that's not necessarily out of the question because we normally don't have early flying. We also are starting off with Spectral Tears as well, thanks to Spirit of the Night. So it's a double whammy of good things to go with here in terms of like tier effects and mobility. And that being said, of course, we do need damage, we do need tears, we do need movement speed, though that and shot speed as well. All of that is applying. But the point is that we have a great start. So going to the really quickly addressing what we're going to be doing for the Hush Delirium week. I put it to a vote last week or so, and I basically asked the Mosh Pit, in the event of us not being able to go into Hush, what are we going to do? Because it is possible that we may get a run so bad that we miss the Hush time limit, which is 30 minutes. If you don't beat It Lives or Mom's Heart or Womb 2, however you know it as, within 30 minutes, assuming you have Hush unlocked, of course. If you don't beat it under 30 minutes, you will not be able to access Hush until the victory lap. Pretty much the majority, I mean a great majority, like 80 to 20% majority. Most people in the Mosh Pit said that they would like to see me just go fight Hush. So I would just spawn in Dad's Key, or I would spawn in Mama Mega or something like that to make sure that I can get into the Hush door, regardless of what the time limit is. And the points that people were making, and this was kind of how I was leaning towards as well. The points that people made were like, well, if you go into the victory lap, it's not really a challenge. You're just you're just going to be that much stronger, right? So now, I think with this general consensus, and even though it would involve me having to spawn something in, which is not something that I like to do often, unless we absolutely have to like take care of a bug or do something like this, like a special condition thing. This is going to guarantee that we will always do Hush on floor 1, or not floor 1, but lap 1, regardless of how much time has gone by. So I'll probably just spawn in Mama Mega. I won't move anywhere past the point of just simply using it in the It Lives boss room and then just going into Hush, and then that's that. Mama Mega won't be active past that. Or use Dad's Key or whatever. I kind of want to do a full clear well, we've got Lemonade already. And yeah, Lemonade's going to destroy Gemini here. All we gotta do is just drop it in a pretty central location, and then we just sit here and wait. You can even fire. Now, it's of course not gonna do anything to Little Gemini, who's gonna be taking the clown physics route. But yeah, so that's what the plan is. We're guaranteed to always fight Hush on the first lap, regardless of how much time has gone by. I will have to spawn a Mama Mega in, or whatever I feel like spawning in. That won't give me any other lasting advantage other than simply just me opening the door. And that's that. So, and thank you all very much for everyone who voted in that as well. Like I said, the Mosh Pit runs this channel. And whatever the majority goes with, I can't please everybody, obviously. Most people would like to see it unimpeded and unadulterated. But if we really want it to be a challenge, I don't think there's any challenge with me saying, oh well, we missed Hush. You know, oh well, we can always fight Hush on the victory lap, and then I get much more powerful, like exponentially more powerful on the victory lap. Then it's not really a challenge. It's not interesting at that point. So, in a rock there, obviously, but we have no bomb. And I would love if we could somehow get the eraser. I'd be very, very, very happy. But I will settle just for a bomb and getting the tinted rock to hopefully get a soul heart. Obviously, we're going to get a soul heart and shot speed, much needed shot speed from the safety pin. We've done a voluntary full clear here, and nothing. All right, there we go. We're not able to pick up anything. No half-price bombs. No half-price nothing. No sack rooms. There's no way for us to get the tinted rock. We're just SOL. But we will gain at least we'll get a soul heart, and we will also gain shot speed. So the secret room, by the way, if you want to know, the secret room is to the left of here. Where the secret room is, but we have no bomb to prove it, so super secret room is there. No, actually, no, it's not. Super secret room is most likely here, I would say. And away we go. Heh. So going on to last week's question of the episode, we didn't have a lot of questions last week, but one of them stuck out to me as a very good one. This one kind of got buried and lost in the sauce. But this one coming in from Dat Tiger Bandit, who asked this question on the Fire All episode. Which, by the way, that one I was thinking of Keira Knightley in the original Pirates of the Caribbean, or maybe it was in the second one where she's telling the pirates to fire all the cannons, and just that's always been one of a more iconic moments. She just, I don't know, she looks really cool, and it's a neat scene. Anyway, that's where the whole pirate and the title came from. But Dat Tiger Bandit said, question of the day, what makes you decide on whether or not you take the Polaroid or the negative? The easiest, shortest answer I can say is depending on how good or bad the run is. If we're on a bad run, if we're in a run that just has no stats and we're looking to try to end the run because it's not really going anywhere, then we go to the Polaroid. Polaroid is safety. It doesn't give you any stats or anything like that, but at least gives you the Polaroid invincibility shield, which can help with almost utmost certainty that we're going to be able to get through the rest of the run. The negative I take under two conditions. One, we're really just crushing the run and I want to do a victory lap, or if we really are desperate for damage. And I don't think that it's going to add that much more risk to go down into the dark chest to go fight Lamb or whoever. But generally speaking, bad run equal Polaroid. Good run equal negative. And that's about it. It's about as arbitrary as it gets. Whether how you decide on how to take the Polaroid or the negative is totally up to you. Again, as always, as much of a copy-paste answer this sounds, I always encourage players to play the game that you want. Find your own style. Do what you feel is great for you. It's a nice thing about Isaac is that they can never force you how to play. It's always up to you at the end of the day. Finally get a key here. I am going to go all the way back to the item room and please see what's in here. I also got a text message from Mama Victa. Little Spewer. Not a huge fan of Little Spewer unless you've got PhD or something, but he does deal a very decent, respectable amount of damage with his creep spread, regardless of which one it is. He can do the straight shot. I just like the straight shot, honestly. It's the easiest one to control. It's the easiest one to predict, and it does, in my opinion, the most upside, or the most uptime on damage. And again, it does a very respectable amount of damage, except apparently to little spiders. We should go into. We need to try to get another soul heart here, and we do. And on top of that, we get more options. Wow, that is a huge pickup there. It doesn't help us right now, but it will help us in the future. That's going to ensure that we always get double item rooms to choose from here on out. So that's huge. Even though the soul heart was important, that's even more important. We just need 1 cent, and we can get the soul heart before fighting the boss. It's extremely important that we get the soul heart though, because right now, even if we were to get a double deal, we cannot afford to take it, and we don't want to lose the eternal heart to damage or something like that. We really, really, really want to try to find a penny if at all possible. Yep. And as soon as I did that, I knew. The way that the spiders were moving, and we didn't have the movement speed, I knew for a fact that we were cooked there. And before you say anything, no, I couldn't just sit there. I could not just sit there and stay over the rocks, because the spiders will walk through the rocks, the corners. And yeah, I will take wooden nickel, but not before we use at least free lemonade, depending on who we're fighting, unless we're fighting Haunt. We can use free lemonade against the boss, turn around and get wooden nickel, and that's going to solve a lot of our money problems. And of course, it's Haunt. So this thereby makes not only free lemonade totally useless, but also little spewer. So good on you for that one game. Physics abound here. Yep. Pretty much could have not been a worse boss for us here on floor 2. And what's even more fun is that the magician card, the reverse magician card, also can't help us. Because, yeah, it can stop the shots, but it won't stop the brimstone. So the general rule of thumb for Haunt is you want to cross his... You just want to cross whatever direction he's going as fast as possible. Get a couple shots in and then just wait. The place that you don't want to be fighting Haunt is directly in front of him. So across the middle line there. He's on cooldown. We just wait. Across again. Sometimes he does the little quick shot. So gotta get ready to cross again soon. There we go. Cross again. Picture a vertical line being drawn from Haunt's face down to the end of the screen. That's the line that I'm talking about. Now, of course, there's always the exception where Haunt just feels like firing at you really, really quickly and ignores his cooldown for attacks. Yeah, absolute disaster of a boss fight. And luckily we did get some HP here, but we're not going to take the devil deal because too spooky is too bad for me. If you like playing with fear, I guess it's also against. Fear shots you can, but it's just not for me. But we're going to leave with wooden nickel though. And we got a blessing there, thankfully getting our 2 soul hearts back, but yeah, that was a disaster of a boss fight. Okay, we can get to the curse room for half price. We did get damage, which is huge. Big time pentagram upgrade. On top of that, we also gain 1/3 of the Leviathan transformation. We have no keys, so we can't open the golden chests. Right underneath Dat Tiger Bandit's question, there's just another one from, not Isaac related, but I might as well answer it. From Cody Glider 9703. Who asked, they asked, do you stream Raid Shadow Legends or just play it on your downtime? No, I do both. I stream Raid, lately anyway. I stream Raid and I also play it on my downtime. I'm just gonna bite the bullet and I'm just gonna start using Satanic Bible because we need the HP. Getting all these out of here. I am sort of inclined to stick with the wooden nickel for money, but the Book of Shadows also keeps us safe. We also got the Bookworm transformation, which is nice. We got a golden key, so that allows us to open up these 2 golden chests, and we get a Tears upgrade, which is massive right now. That's big. Yeah, I stream Raid even if it's not sponsored, which newer viewers are like, is this sponsored? It's like, no, if it was sponsored, there'd be a message. It's literally illegal for me not to disclose a sponsorship. But I mean, you know I get dunked on for streaming Raid, and people are like, oh my god, I tuned in for Isaac and I get Raid Shadow Legends. But yeah, I understand, but like also try to understand I like just playing games I enjoy. And I'm not compelled by popular opinion on pretty much anything, really. One of the things I've always prided myself on is just kind of just doing. I've always done things my own way. I've always played my own way. I don't let what other people say dictate, you know, what I do. It may not make me the most popular person in the world, but again, that's another factor I've never cared about, is being popular. I'm very, very thankful and blessed to have as many people who support me now as I did when I first started. And you know, that may not make me the most popular meme streamer or whatever, or you know, and that's fine with me. I don't want to be mega popular. Never have, never will ever want anything like that. And Raid is one of those games that's like, yeah, I just enjoy it. I love gacha games. I love playing turn-based RPGs. I love hero collector stuff. Got a very Pokemon, somewhat Pokemon-esque to it, but you know, there's microtransactions, and like, yeah, I pay. I spend a little bit of money here and there on stuff, and it's totally fine. But if you're into that, then definitely come on by. We have a Mosh Pit clan in Raid. If you're on the Discord, if you're on the Mosh Pit Discord, I do have a referral link as well. It's not the sponsored link that I had last year for the Raid sponsored videos and stuff. It's a totally different link. Don't do this, by the way. Don't ever use your last bomb just to fish for magic mush. It's not gonna end well. Only reason why I did that was because we had extra bombs left over after finding the secret room. That was it. We'd love to have more people in the Raid clan. Always a good time whenever the Mosh Pit is gaming together. This is a net positive for us here because we can still get the nickel back, and we also got Swallow Penny. Obviously I didn't know it was going to be there, but it's worth the risk. Like, we're not risking that much. The only way that sucks is if somehow the Penny-Eyed Keeper and the pot don't pay out with anything. So that was a good bet to risk some our only bomb on, and basically our only money too. Two bombs here. Super secret room is probably to the left of that far west room that we were just in. Glad that we got piercing shots at least. Good damage there by Little Spewer. Birdie Jr., obviously you don't ever want her going diagonal if at all possible. I did not mean to pick up Ghost Baby game, but thanks. Kind of annoying, but so obviously the main downside of the Satanic Bible is that you won't get boss items. You'll get Devil Dew items from your boss instead, and that's always the risk of losing that. Don't want that to happen if at all possible. And yeah, getting Ghost Baby there is a big bummer. So the objective, my objective anyway, whenever I do have the Satanic Bible, is I want to find the boss as fast as humanly possible. Because that way I can clear the rest of the level and get like full charges so I can get more soul hearts, and I'm not penalized from losing my boss. I'm not penalized for losing my boss item. Get a Yara rune here, which is very interesting. Haven't seen one of them in quite a while. The Yara is going to be able to double anything on the ground, including chests, pickups, all that kind of good stuff. See, right now we're wasting all these rooms. We're wasting all this energy that we could be putting back into the Satanic Bible because we're just trying to find the boss. And lo and behold, I've gone 4 wrong directions. And that's just our MO around here. So all of these rooms right here were all energy. That's an extra soul heart that we just lost out on because I couldn't find the right way to go. Which is why I harp so much on mapping and knowing exactly where you can go so you can start kind of planning out your route and that sort of thing. It makes for a more efficient run, which means a safer run. And now we're kind of pot committed here into this level because now it's like, well, we've explored probably half of this level. And I'm unwilling to go any further. I'm unwilling to lose my boss item at this point because we may be finding the boss room might be imminent, and I don't want it to be replaced with a Devil Deal item. Now, other times, sometimes, and even I do this as well. Sometimes I just full send it. I say I don't care about getting a Devil Deal for my boss item. We just need the soul hearts, and it's generally speaking a net positive. But there are some times where you can't afford to lose the boss item, and that's what we're kind of mulling about here right now. Yeah, so this would have been, we would have lost out on about 2 soul hearts and counting so far. We got this nightmare Rayquaza looking map. Don't have to worry about the creep on the ground because we're flying, so joke's on you, game. Bambino. It's a great fight for us to have Spectral and also to have Little Spewer. Little Spewer especially because Bambino, surprisingly, is not really that mobile of a boss. He doesn't typically move around a whole lot. Like, he slides around and stuff, but he stays still for a lot of it. Now we can use the Satanic Bible, and, yeah, maybe going for the Devil Deal would have been better there. Who knows? Did get Cracked Orb, by the way, which is going to show us the location of the secret rooms and super secret rooms and ultra secret rooms when we take damage. It's also going to slowly reveal parts of the map as we take damage as well. But again, it's one of those items that we only get any use out of by taking damage, like against another spider like that. And we get a 4 room here. We got in for free because it also unlocks any locked doors that you're in. You can also use it to access the boss trap rooms. If you don't, even if you have more HP than not, you just take a little bit of damage, and the next thing you know, you got access. Like a dad's key. Also, this movement speed is really hurting us now. 1.0 movement speed is great to start with, not for these levels. So the 4 room is going to be a global D6. And I would never have found that item room. I would have gone the wrong dang way. All right, so this is doubly nice because we can also re-roll the boss item here. We're only on depths 1. Okay, so another decision to be made. Do we use the Satanic Bible now or what? This time I am going to pull the plug and use the Satanic Bible. So we've foregone our ability to gain a boss item here. But my main reasoning behind this is not necessarily because I want the Devil Deal item, but it's because we have the 6 room. Or the 4 room. And once again, we get Anima Solo. You know, I can't leave Anima Solo there. It's just so good. We've We saw it literally yesterday. I'm recording this on a different day, by the way, too, so... We're going to gain another soul heart here, then we'll double back and go grab Anima Sola. That would not have happened with Anima Sola. So we get a static drop here, but this is where that 4 room really comes into play. We can re-roll whatever BS 4 gives us here. Okay, game. Now what? When you get cheap, I can get cheap too, game. Gubby's hairball, and we get Abyss as well. Oh my gosh, what do we do here? Holy smokes. Wow. Oh boy. I think we got to go Abyss. I think you know what I'm going to do here. We already used the Satanic Bible? No. Okay. That would have been something the comments would have blown up about. Use Abyss, we get our Abyssal Locust. Now we're not done yet. We're not done yet. Because I don't know what abyssing gosh. No, we take rune bag here. I don't know what happens if we abyss Anima Sola. I guess external information mod will tell me. Yeah, it gets you the petrify locust. So this run has taken a very, very crazy turn. So first and foremost, we want a full charge on Abyss so we can go get the petrification locust. Because I think that as much as I love Anima Sola, which I do, I think that in this spot here, because we don't have a lot of tiers, because our damage is just dookie, I think that we need to pivot to an abyss run that can give us the damage that we require. Gonna Viera this. Okay, well we got 2 soul hearts out of it. We don't have enough. We don't have another key for that one, but we can at least get a full charge. Lack of movement speed is disturbing, to say the least.
Or data.
Remember when Obi-Wan used to call Anakin Darth? It's like that was his actual name, was Darth. That was always weird to me. Like they wanted to make it his name, and then it was only later that they turned it into a title. I don't know. I'm a Star Wars nerd. What can I say? And the Cad Bane series, oh mama. Like I don't care about Asajj Ventress, but the Cad Bane though. And I don't know if they have Corey Burton to do the voice of Cad Bane for the upcoming miniseries. But man, I'm so stoked. Cad Bane became my favorite Star Wars character. And seeing like sort of his origin story is going to be a little weird, but also kind of cool. All right, so I don't actually think that this re-roll is the devil deal, the cube of meat. I don't think anyway, since we spawned it as a devil deal. Lusty blood, absolutely. There's absolutely no way that we're going to be able to get into the Ultra Secret room unless we somehow get a cracked key. So this is now an Abyss run. A very long run at that. We've got a ways to go here. Plenty of bombs, though. Go into the super secret room. Lusty Blood is going to give us a stacking damage buff based on enemies that we eliminate in the room, and it only lasts for that room. So as you see here, our damage goes up kind of exponentially. Yep. I mean, we could play that, but we need this money. We need the money for a. We need the money for a. Oh, why can't we get a full charge, man? This gives us Leviathan. Apparently, it also does work. It does. I mean, the 6th room actually worked. God, that sucks that we can't get a full charge here. We already bought the full charge inside of the shop, I believe. Yep. Only spider mod. Yeah, and there's no way for us to get the charge. Man, it would have been so good if we had gotten sulfur. There's no card that exists from the fortune telling machine either that would give us a full charge. So unless if we found a judgment that gave us a charge beggar, but the chances of that happening are minute. And Curse the Blind. Well, at least with a double item pedestal, we'll be able to at least void or abyss both of those items. So we don't know what we're abyssing, but we might be able to infer a little bit anyway. By the way, if you don't know what the new abyss does, it's an active item that has a 4-room cooldown, and it's kind of like void in that it consumes the item on the item pedestal in your room. And depending on what item it consumes, will give you a locus based on a variety of different factors. Like Animus Sola is a crowd control item, so we get a locus, that little gray locus right there. If it hits anything, it will petrify stuff for a little bit, like kind of like the mom's contact effect. On physics, man. No idea what we're doing here. We got a, I don't know what locus that is. And a greed fight for our final shop. There you go. So you saw the locust get that. I don't know what locust that is. I've seen it before, but I don't remember if it's the charm locust. I guess we'll see. Now, obviously, we don't know exactly what item we voided there, but or abyssed there, but okay, we do. Ooh, we got a Soul of Eden. Soul of Eden's going to be a random reroll. A D20 and a D6. Not a D4, thankfully. Oh, you know what? That's a D6 locust. We must have voided either the D6 or the D10. You hear that squeaky sound? That's the sound of the locust re-rolling an enemy. So we voided some kind of dice there. It's a little tiny D6. It's a D6 turned on its corner. That's what that is. Can't believe we didn't get hit there. Nice freeze there by the locusts. I went re-rolled or did something to that gaper over there. We're going to take the negative. Well, I meant to take the Polaroid, actually, but... Actually, I actually meant to take the Polaroid there. Well, I guess we're going to Lamb. Gonna have to pause the recording 1 second. I gotta make a phone call real quick. Sorry about this. Sorry about that. We got an XL floor, baby. Yeah, so it's been about like almost an hour since I hit the pause button on this video. I'm not gonna lie. But I had to get some. I had to take an important phone call. Let's leave it at that. Anyway, so we got the Soul of Eden, which is gonna help us out and give us a, like I said, D20, D6 roll. It's gonna roll everything on the ground, everything in the air, everything on the pedestal, and everything in between. I do think that sticking with Abyss here, it's definitely debatable whether or not it's the right move or not. But I will say that all things considered, especially with us having to go to the freaking dark chest now, I would still take Abyss. We're still going to be able to get a lot of items that we can Abyss with, and we don't know what kind of locust that we're going to ultimately get as well. The only thing that I wish I wouldn't have done was just take the negative. But more damage is more damage, so a little bit of an oopsie there, but you know, this is how it is. So, in hilarious irony, because this is an XL floor, it's actually going to make the completion time of this run, however long it's going to end up taking, going to cut it down a lot, assuming that we're going in the right way, which we probably aren't because yada yada yada. You see right there, the dice locust is just going, it just keeps re-rolling the enemies like that. It's basically de-evolving them into a weaker version, which is classic D10. You just saw right there on the Mr. Mines. That's a nice thing about being able to pause the recordings, though. If I have to step away, it is nice that I don't have to worry about them screwing up or it getting corrupted or anything now. So it's, you know, it's good technological advancement. Like the giant Claudies are going to turn into just little Claudies, and then after that, I don't know what they turn into. Gone the wrong way. Yeah, this is a we don't wait for this room to be done. Honestly, I have no clue which way is the right way to go. I'm gonna try down here. Like, now, I will say that if our stats were any worse than what they are, if we didn't have Lusty Blood, if we didn't have piercing shots, then yes, going towards Lamb in this regard, even by accident, is not. It's pretty dangerous. But here, though, I think we are ultimately going to be okay because of Abyss. The only other option, really, of variance that we had was just to take, again, going back to Anima Sola, but hey, well, there we go. All right, guess we'll just do this room just for funsies, shall we? All right. There's the entire floor, everybody, so far. Now let's go on to the actual way. Normally, I would say the secret room is to the right of here, but we are on an XL floor, so it is actually there. And we get M. Okay, well, we know we're not going to need the Swallow Penny anymore. Turned that into red poop. I don't know why. Yeah, and this movement speed is no bueno. I am still going to wait on using Abyss until we at least get one more item to roll, but I will stick with M just to see if we can get something better. Who knows? We might actually end up with Anima Sola. That would be absolutely hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Okay, we do need to stop taking damage though. Damage is unacceptable here. Again, with the lack of movement speed, we are very, very, very exposed to lots of bad damage here. I thought he already shot. We may just have to full send it with Abyss now, because we have lost way too many hearts. Spades. I don't want to lose the Soul of Eden yet. I'd rather use that for a devil deal or something along those lines. Also have that black rune in case we do need more stats, which we do. So Maggie.
Ace of spades.
Okay, so I think what we do here is we abyss. If it's something that we don't want, we abyss it. If it's something that we do want, we just take it. And then we see what M turns our spacebar item into. Gonna be conquests, which conquest will help us out with bosses, I will say that, and also fix our movement speed. Great block by Guppy's hairball there. I can't even pretend like I did that on purpose. So we come to a decision here. Do we abyss the white pony or not? I feel like if we stick with abyss, we're probably like Conquest Pony gives us hope, right? We're only going to see basically one more abyssable item, and that's it. Well, actually, no, this was it. So, well, Eden, it gives us an HP upgrade. I'm gonna go ahead and call that a dub. I'm gonna abandon the idea that we're going to use M here, because I do think that the white pony, with us having flying, with us having a fixed movement speed of 1.50, does put us in the best position to win against Lamb. And we already have some pretty good locusts. You know, the petrification one that we got for Anima Sola is huge. Crowd control is surprisingly very worth it, if you didn't know already. We take the black rune in case we find something randomly that we want. A pretty gnarly first run here of the week. I mean, technically yesterday, but yesterday was a good run. You know, we had Anima Solo. We were having a good time. I don't know what just happened there. Ah, that's what the game wanted to do. Okay. I'm honestly keen just to not even look at in here, but I'll take a look. We are going to get an HP upgrade. This gives us even more damage. It's basically a soul heart conversion, so yeah, we'll take it. We got to be careful though. No mapping means we don't know where we're going, obviously, and we do not have insane stats here. We're using Conquest Pony to help us out. Now we can also get into the curse room and out of for free, and we get Curved Horn, which is going to be even more damage. Okay. And we get AWAS. AWAS won't let us actually leave this floor. We can spawn a crawl space though. We just need to find some art on the ground. Skeleton will do nicely. Yeah, there's no way of going to the dart chest from here, unfortunately, from Shoal. As amazing as that would be, we would have to find a we would have to find an actual attack room shuffle. You know, I had to curve very, very, very quickly there so we didn't run right into the spikes. Another black heart here, so we're looking okay. I gotta remind myself we have piercing shots and spectral tears, so I don't have to get in front of these hosts and stuff. Yeah, it's been about almost an hour since I was playing on this run earlier, so I will hold on to the world card. I cannot believe that Husk shot that way. It baffles me that was the angle that we took too. I was trying to make a much smoother curve towards there, and it did not happen. I think I know what happened in that other room though, where we got a hit by a Diglett. I think what happened was that we got hit by a Diglett that was frozen by the petrification locust, and I didn't see it because it was gray. Pretty sure that's what happened there. So use Conquest Pony to dodge the damage. There's actually an extension over this side, which I would not have expected. It tells me that the boss is actually over here, and we get, yep. Get our guaranteed hit by the eye lasers, as is the culture. I'm not sure if I'm sold on the reroll Locust. Well, yes, it is nice to be able to do that. It's also kind of wonky in a not good way. Never know what you're going to be re-rolling into. Just looking for tinted rocks real quick here. So we will have Conquest Pony ready to go for Satan. We have Spectral Tears here. There's no need to get in front of these guys. The Curved Horn Trinket, by the way, is just a trinket that gives us just a flat damage up, which is great. I'll probably end up using Conquest for Phase 1 of Stanley. Phase 2. This one here is the one we usually take damage from. Oh, by the way, I did not go back and look at the Brimstone shot from, I think it was yesterday. I need to. I think Stanley here just reminded me that I needed to go review the tape. All right, here comes our accidental trip to the dark chest. Pick up his tail. Mom's knife as well. Well, we lose one soul heart here, but we also gain the damage shield of Empty Vessel. But we got to be careful though. Mom's knife, obviously. Oh wow, that was perfect timing right there. Yeah, see right there, the random reroll. Locust turn those non-threatening red skulls into something that we have to worry about now. Alga's Rune's huge. Okay, there's like a delay or something going on with the Conquest Pony because I'm hitting it and nothing is happening. I don't know what's going on with that, but that's not the first time we've taken damage because it didn't go off when I hit the spacebar item. Linger Bean. I mean, Linger Bean's fine. Okay, so that shield was on 42. Now, if we really wanted to time it, which we can and should, we could time our damage shield from Empty Vessel to show up right before we get to Lamb. That way we have the Alga's Rune and we have the Empty Vessel shield as well. Got another 15 seconds or so, I think. So if we can get out of this room before it goes off, 6 seconds. Yeah, we're just gonna send it. We got 3 seconds to get in there and get the shield off. 2, 1. So shield. Get the damage here. We split. We do that with Conquest Pony. We're going the Alga's Rune. Our next shield will be back at 20. There we go. So we got everyone down here. No. We had Mom's knife, but man, that was a struggle. That felt like just a straight up fight. And we got there eventually. So again, knowing your items is very important in Isaac, knowing how they function, and being able to just simply play around that. I mean, we knew exactly when the shield was going to come up, and despite taking the negative, it ended up not being a total disaster. Now, honestly, I think that taking Abyss was the right move, and I also think taking that Conquest Pony ultimately was the right move as well. So if you ended up playing that seed, let me know. Did you take M, and also what did you re-roll into? I'd love to know. Post them in the comments down below. Don't forget your question of the episodes for next Monday, everybody. And thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. As always, I'll see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. I'd like to thank some patrons of mine like Sylvia5956, Newborn God, and Crypto14. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Invicta.